Ready to use some cream cheesy goodness. I say cream cheese because, y'all, I don't know how to say that. Can you tell me how to say that? How do you say that? I need a pronunciation. Okay. We are making cheesecake oats, so we're going to dig in. And by cheesecake oats, it's more like a dessert, less oaty. I don't like chunky cold oats. That's funky comedina to me. Captions are auto-generated. I say weird stuff. I am your weird friend, but I don't always say what the captions say that I say. So, let's get her done. I want ounces, so I always use a scale for this. I would suggest if you're going to do it too, you may want to write down the recipe if you want to, or message me for it. But you want to weigh it so it comes out properly the first time if you can. I do 40 grams of either rolled oats or oat bran. Oat bran's going to be a little higher protein, but we're not using very much. Now, I'm using 40 grams because I have tested this recipe, and I like that for the consistency, because if I don't put these oats in there, it's like a really light, airy mousse instead of like a cheesecakey whatchamacallit texture. Oats are done, except for I want to blend these a little bit, and I blend the whole thing, but I do want to blend this a smidgen so that we don't have it, it's not like eating something very unpleasant and chunky. I would say what it is, but that's really gross. So we're going to pulse. I apologize for the noise. Let me stand over her. Over here. Okay. Done. Okay, you can make your own oat flour. Throw your oats in there, blend her up. Okay, I'm sorry. That's probably loud. Hopefully not. All right, 2 turntables and a microphone. We're going to continue. Okay, that's not completely oat flour. There are little chunks at the bottom. However, we finna get her done. All right, I have a recipe right here. So take a screenshot if you want to. It is my handwriting, so my apologies in advance. Here you go. I'm going to add my 10 ounces by weight of the milk next, so that when it blends, it doesn't have as hard of a time pulling it all down because we got the liquids here, and it can soak into the oats a little. So we're on grams. Now we're switching to the ounces. You can tear it out between everything to make sure you get it right. Pour slow when you're doing liquids, because you can always add, but you can't take away unless you're doing it in another dish. But I'm very anti doing dishes, so this is why we do what we do right here. Okay. I know I'm pouring really slow. It's like the molasses. Also, I'm using lactose-free milk. You can use almond milk. Do not, I repeat, do not, you don't want to. Try like a vanilla unsweetened almond milk or any sort of unsweetened vanilla flavored milk, because it's jack nasty. I mean, bleh. Because it adds like a funky wang. I do also want to tell you the protein powder you use in this matters, only because if you try to use one that you do not like, that flavor is likely still going to come through because it's not going to super cover it up. I'm using Vanilla Milkshake by Quest. There's also a really good protein. I believe the brand is Marigold. I have some. I haven't tried it. I hear it's good. So you could always use it too if you want to try it. But like, you can get this on Amazon. But I believe the Marigold is like grass-fed cow, possibly better sourcing. Oops, I'm supposed to hit the clear button, not the unit button. Okay, let's get this recipe back out, because I used to make these all the time and have it in my brain, and now I don't always make it. Or I need to get back on that wagon, because I got lunch lady arms, and I need to not have lunch lady arms. Next, I'm putting in a whole block of cream cheese. I have the single version of this recipe electronically, or like with a video. You might want to try that at first, tweak it a little bit before you go all in on making. I'm probably going to make a 6-serving batch. Okay, we're going to put this in next. Actually, I think I'm do, I'm brain dead, the protein powder next, and then I'm going to top it with the yogurt so we don't have any sort of poofy cloudiness that doesn't get mixed in. this needs to be clear, tear. There we go. 124 grams, which is 4 scoops. But I weigh it. Now, the thing that I'm not going to have 100% weighed out here as the proper amount is going to be our pudding mix. Because I'm just going to put a box that says 28 grams instead of 40 grams because I'm lazy and I don't want to open another box. We're at 105 and I just just inhaled some. Oops, 126 or 2 grams over, which is just fine with this ingredient. Now, next up would be, I think it's 10 ounces. Vanilla Greek yogurt. I got 1 1/4 cup, which would be 10 ounces. I'm putting this in here. It's 5.3, although I don't think I'll get the whole amount in there. It ain't dumping. These are no longer available, but if they ever are for sale again, you should snag a couple. It is the, is it Scoop and Spreader? Something and Spreader. I love them. I might have bought several. I really like them when I'm feeding my sourdough starter pretty much every night. When it sits out on the counter anyway. I do find if I'm traveling for a week or less, I put it in the Frigidaire. I feed it, then I put it in the fridge, and then I get it back out when I get home and warm it up and feed it again. All right. Now, the Greek yogurt you use is going to impact the amount of protein, of course, that you have in here along with your protein powder and how many grams. But typically, for a 6 serving of this whole batch, it's like 300-ish calories and 28 grams of protein. I don't like protein shakes. I want to eat my calories and not drink my calories. So, I think that's it. If I had lemons, I would squeeze in a little bit, only because it adds like a little bit of lightness and freshness to it. But we're going to go glug of our double strength Madagascar bourbon pure vanilla mouthful. Okay, so this is pretty much ready. We've weighed it all out. We're going to put it on here and hit the smoothie button. However, I'm not, because I don't want to do that to y'all. Although it's not the loudest blender in the world, it can be pretty loud. So I'm going to put my scale up. The products I have used is basically the scale, the blender. You can't get this one, I'm sorry. And scale blender. Is that it? Look at me. 2. It's the Shiznickety. You could use measuring cups if you want to, but remember, by weight would be best. Word for the live, cheese, cake, or cheese and cake, whichever. Message me the word cheesecake, even if you're catching the replay, no matter when you're catching the replay, and I will enter you into my monthly giveaway. I do one every month. It will be whatever month you message me in. I just wanted to tell you, on a Super Sunday, we are prepping our breakfast, and fluffier than I'd like to be, so I'm trying to be healthier, especially with a dessert situation right here. I forgot my pudding mix. Look at me. Okay. I use white chocolate. I'll tell you that real quick as I dump it in. I use the white chocolate flavor because it's a pretty neutral one. If you're afraid of white chocolate, which it doesn't taste like white chocolate, like the actual white chocolate, you could use vanilla. I personally don't like the cheesecake flavored pudding mix. If you like that flavor, feel free to use it. You can use all kinds, but I have never found, probably should have put this lower, any chocolatey ones. Like, it's just not chocolatey enough for the cheesecake recipe. So you can play with it, but every time I've tried, it never really came out right. So that's probably something I need to get back on and figure out. Anyhow, I'll let y'all go. Remember, message me the word cheese, cake, cheese or cake or cheesecake. That will enter you into this month's giveaway. And I was going to tell you, if I didn't, you might want to get your block of cream cheese to room temperature if you're not using this blender or a really, really good one. So if you have like a cheaper blender, you don't want it to putter out on you by doing a cold block of cream cheese. I never plan ahead anymore because I got this beast right here. So I do it on smoothie usually for 1 round, which is 1 minute, unless I see some powdery stuff stuck. And then I'll scrape it down in there and run it on smoothie or pulse a few more times and call it good. I'll let y'all go.